Good race, race number 4. There's some up-and-comers going around here, and they run the 1200 for the Class 4s. Baby Crystal has to carry the 135 again. Texas Moon is on the class drop. He raced wide last start. Kuru Magic slow out on debut. Green and White a wider draw. Greenwich 3 trials, the last 2 very impressive. Hong Kong Hall back up to the 1200. 7-day backup for Regency Bobo. He raced last week. June Planet comes back in trip. Dublin Stars, a 2-time course and distance winner. Devil and Gold has the tongue tie going back on, and a High Cloud, the blinkers off, the shadow roll reapplied. Tom, for this race, the 4th.
And Baby Crystal likes to go forward, but so too does the newcomer Greenwich, and he might be able to get to the front here. Hong Kong Hall obviously went forward to 2 starts ago, but overall probably been a little disappointing on what he's shown so far. Curling Speed has had a recent trial. He was up on the pace but ridden along, and Sweet Briar should be able to get into a nice handy position from barrier number 4.
Yeah, look, if Greenwich doesn't want to lead, I mean, Baby Crystal was drawn 3, he can lead as well, so there is that change around there. Green and White, now he's a horse that has to go back, I think, from 14.
We'll see his run behind Lucky Encounter shortly, Green and White, Paul. But we're going to start with a horse that you've always given a big tick to, Baby Crystal. What about in this sort of field, though? Yeah, look, I think he can win. He can run well once again. I've got one to beat him. He's 135 pounds. He was in the worst part of the ground here on the soft track. After this, a lot of the horses were coming wide. So, look, he went clear. I thought he was going to win at this stage. I made him the best, so I was quite excited about now. But he was nabbed late by Superhighway. So, look, it was still a good run from him, I thought.
It was. He wasn't the quickest away. He might have been a little bit keen in the early stages. That Sweet Briar and the pink headgear on the inside, don't think he liked the track conditions, but on top of the ground first up, I thought he was very good down the street.
A little bit of a wrap for Sweet Briar there. Next up, Tom, this quite a strong field because Lucky Encounter's gone up in grade and won since, and Green and White spotted him a decent amount of yardage turning for home.
He certainly did, and the negative has to be barrier number 14. They got a long way back from barrier 4 last time out, and he covered a bit of ground. He got sort of cluttered up at the start as well. He dropped some weight coming into this. I think he's certainly one of the main players in the race, but I would have elevated him high, Paul, had he drawn a gate. Yeah,
exactly. He definitely goes in for me because, look, he's going to be a similar type of run, and he really ran on nicely there. And Lucky Encounter has come out and won again since, so it's a good form race.
It is indeed. Dublin Star is next up. Paul, there he is. He's a touch worse than midfield turning for home, and he ends up running second through the gloom.
Yeah, no, he's by Savabeel, Dublin Star. Had been out of form previous to this, and I think the wet track really helped him. So I'd like to see him back on top of the ground first.
Yeah, I want to see what he can do here. I'm not convinced on him this time round. He's 13 to 1 in the market currently. Last one was off 64. He's well below that, so he is well rated, but it was a better showing. But I'd want to see him put another sort of run like this on the board before entertaining him at this time of his career.
Karis Teaton rides him for Manfred Mare. Now here's the first starter, Tom Greenwich. He's had the 3 trials. The first just okay at Happy Valley, nothing to get too excited about, but the next 2 have been very good.
Yeah, they have. Now, one of those trials was, of course, with the Dream Winner, and Dream Winner's been able to come out and win it to his Hong Kong debut. So I like what I've seen from him. He trialled in New Zealand a couple of times. He was a $225,000 NZB ready-to-run horse. The other horse, Paul Dashing Triumph, I'm not keen on him. He just looks slow.
He does. I like this horse. So 12, 17 pounds, you know, nice, big, strong horse. He's had those 3 trials and did lead all the way, and as you say, on a synthetic trial in New Zealand before he got here. So, look, this horse is, I think he's going to be a good horse going forward.
1 start, 1 win.
Yeah, I've got him on top, Greenwich. To beat Baby Crystal, look, Baby Crystal has still got plenty of claims in this race as well, but I think he's run into a good one here. Green and White in there for 3rd, get back, run on, and we'll give Hong Kong another chance at 1,200 metres. 5-1-4-6.
Going to take on the 2 horses that are likely to be the favourites in this race with the Sweet Briar, who's currently 18 to 1 in this race. So Lyle Hewitt's and Francis Lloyd from a good draw. I think he'd be better on top of the ground here, and I don't think he'll be too far away. Sweet Briar. Greenwich obviously has ability through his trials. Baby Crystal's got the race day form there, and Green and White ran home well last start. Just the negative is the draw. 9-5-1-4.
And race number 4 is the first leg of the Triple Trio.